Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Assassin's Creed Revelations. Let's continue. Where are we going? Or perhaps better question is, why is this one building restricted? Why is this building restricted? It makes no sense at all. We'll do an arrow storm. So we'll hire. Can we not hire these people?
Yes.
There we go. Try and distract these guys. So I have to, I guess, take out these guys. Right now I have poison weapons, so like when I poison that guy, and when I do this, I'm about to die. Let's guess I'm back on my hidden blade. I guess we finally hit that point where some of these fights are a little bit difficult. Time for another tower defense minigame. I guess we haven't unlocked everything I would like. Splinter bomb characters, air assassins, riflemen. I don't want that. I want a Greek fire and maybe even a multi-barrel gun. Let's just go with all of them. And then riflemen and this. And we're ready to go, I guess. So, can I buy Greek fire here, and then multi-barrel gun here, and then cannon here? I actually don't believe I have enough room.
Stand there. Make your stand there.
These guys are all burning death. And we'll put a new guy
hold
here.
That point for me. I need you to hold that point.
Fill up this.
Right there. Secure that point. Make your stand there.
You're getting, I suppose, more active with these guys.
Defend that area. Aim for that. Secure that point.
These other barricades, however, are not really doing anything.
Make your stand there.
Is somebody coming from a different direction?
Make your stand there.
One guy. Feels pretty unlikely you would ever get this
I
done.
need you to hold that point. Make your stand there.
Like, I just don't think you would be able to do this without losing at least one guy.
I need you to hold that point.
A lot of ding
Hold
ding
that
ding.
point for me.
There. I don't have enough to put any more people on rooftops even. And I guess I'm just slowly waiting for the next group. Upgrade barricades. We have another guy dying.
Make your stand there.
Upgrade barricades. Seems like some of these barricades actually don't don't upgrade as much as the others. Like this middle barricade. So that was our best yet. We kind of wasted money, but I also didn't see any war machine appear. So it seems kind of random as far as what enemies will come after you and what you need, and you're not gonna get 100% no kills, no deaths. Although perhaps that's an achievement out there. I'm just gonna do an arrow storm right here, as if there were people here. I don't think you actually have to do an arrow storm with any actual people. So again, I'll accidentally read the book, and then I'll accidentally read the book. Let's make sure we're at this chest to loot the chest. I think we've started to hit the point where we can no longer really trust that we'll have all of the all of the people that we want. That's not what I mean to say. I mean to say we very possibly between now and the end of the game may not have all of the elements to build bombs and sell them and get a lot more money. That being said, money may no longer be really an issue. And let's see. If we modify this bomb and we do impact shell, one of these and one of these, and craft the bomb. I'm sitting on a decent amount of money. I walked over the glowing light. Why they put the glowing light there instead of it was here instead of there kind of makes no sense. It's twice the amount of work and no really good reason for it. Alright, Alexandria gave us 3 new things to do, and because of that I think we should, well, we should, I guess, defend the city to start with. I won't be able to succeed, I think, to the second part of a several of these cities are under attack. I can't defend Jerusalem, so it's kind of, we got Alexandria under control. Now, what do you do? Let's see. Can these guys? Now we're doing Algiers, I suppose. Yeah, I guess once somebody's at level 15, that's when they do their second part of the master quest. Which means these quests really have nothing to do with anything.
A heated conflict is brewing between two factions of Romanis. One group has banded together against a woman they call Mirella, accusing her of spoiling the poor on dozens of occasions. As we speak, they are on their way to exile this trickster by force, if necessary.
By your tone, you seem to believe there will be trouble.
I do. Mirella is a frightening woman, and her temper is well known.
This looks like a male face model.
Who crosses her.
Am I wrong?
Then we should give these Romanis our support. No good can come
clearly
of this
a
fight
female
if it
voice
escalates.
actress. The trickster. Do not let any Romani die.
We can escort the Romanis to the meeting and provide protection until the impasse is resolved.
A wise plan, but only in secret. If Mirella gets wind that the assassins are aiding her opposition,
it's hard to tell.
There is no telling what she might do. There they are.
Maybe all the
How
men
should we
have
proceed?
beards. Just for that reason. Follow the Romani and defend her from attacks. Meanwhile, she's going to do whatever she wants. So, in playing this game, I've started to think, like, many years ago, I started this channel, and I wanted my content to be unabridged content, for the most part. Some of that, a lot of it has to do with just I didn't have the editing software, didn't have the time, or the extra computer necessary to do proper editing. Let's be honest, that's still probably the case. But there also was a certain level of so many people review games in different ways. This will help me with the achievement of killing people while under the cover of smoke. That being said, if I could hire an editor, particularly for games like this, I feel like people could easily cut out significant portions, 60-70% higher of this gameplay. Just get the points where I'm actually talking. Like when I actually say something. I imagine there could be some funny supercuts of me saying the exact same thing over and over again. I accidentally killed a civilian. Oops. The fact that these enemies are just being turned in from random people on the street is kind of interesting. That's something we haven't seen before.
You crook!
And she's
you charlatan! How dare you
animated
defile our
differently
people?
and in
How
different
dare you turn
clothes.
the city against us simply to satisfy your greed?
Keep your voice down. You know nothing of my motives.
I will not be silent. This woman is a trickster, a cheat. She robs the poor of their money by preying on their
You
fears.
will regret taking that tone with me.
She's also taller.
What's wrong?
Murderers! Surrender yourselves! Stop right there!
He did nothing.
Protect the Romanis, but do not harm the guards. This is a grave misunderstanding.
So, punch these guys.
Soldiers, in your haste to serve justice, you let the real murderer slip away. These women.
Wow. What did I do? Did I just snap somebody's neck? It started me unarmed. I thought I was just gonna punch
Protect the
people.
Roman, but do not harm the guard. This is a grave misunderstanding.
So I'm not gonna hit X with the right trigger. Instead, I'm going to try and just punch these guys. Let's kick these guys. Like, the game is trying to get me to play the tutorial of bare knuckle boxing. Why? Like, what am I supposed to be doing it if I'm not supposed to be knocking them out?
Protect the Roman, but do not harm the guard. This is a grave misunderstanding.
Let's see. Can we find caltrops? Come on, throw bomb. And as soon as I knock somebody down, I fail. Meanwhile, the trickster
Protect the Roman, but do not harm the guard. This is a grave misunderstanding.
Let's see. How can we disarm?
Soldiers, in your haste to serve justice, you let the real murderer slip away. These women are in—
I will stop her before this gets out of hand. I give you my word, Mentor.
Bene. We will speak again soon.
So apparently I was supposed to just disarm two people. Weird. And poorly explained. Over and over again we keep running into this scenario where things are not explained well. This also pushed me back into an area that I didn't. That's a little bit further than I want to be. I'll be interested to see if this is still a restricted area or if that was just a glitch. So I just unlocked some kind of weapon or something.
All right, agreed.
Interesting. Of course, every time I hire the Romani in this area, it's hard to use them. Alright, you guys distract them. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go climb the top of this building. Somewhere here is the book memoir page, and I suspect maybe a memory. But I'm not sure where the book is, so I'm thinking. There you go, save myself some fall damage. I'm thinking it's on this tower. It's either on this tower or possibly down below near this tower. And there's my Romani girls. Still chasing after the target. Let's do a arrow storm just to see where that might actually even, just to do it, I guess. Really, no reason. Just so we can always do it. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a glitch. Wow, there's only one little place where I could have gone higher. This is old school Assassin's Creed 1 style climbing puzzles. See, there's one outcropping that worked. And this gets me another memoir page and another gold thing. And we might as well go to the top, which this possibly is the tallest building in the entire... It's hard to tell, but these are getting pretty tall. So you have some domed buildings all over the place, and more. This wall is where we won't be going, and there's just more city. Just roughly laid out in box forms. It looks pretty awful. But... And then you have ocean over that way. And then there's a ocean this way. Back down that direction. And I guess... I see something this way. That's where I guess we'll go. And let's ask this. I was trying to see if you could eagle jump from a parachute. That would have been amazing. If that was allowed. But it really is asking a lot. More than Ubisoft would have cared to program. Get some more items. Alright. Interact. So what we're doing now is mostly just trying to lock in a defense as much as possible. I don't think doing all of these finishes Alexandria, but for the moment it's as good as anything to send people on missions for, because we definitely need more experience for everybody. I don't have any assassins people left. Send them all on another job. Moving on. I am rolling in cash. So let's get this bookstore. Come back, get this, purchase this mosque. Do the vision sync. We were already up there to get the manual page.
That is hardly a dignified.
If this is the last bookshop, we can take bookshelves off the mint. And we can make it easier to look at the map. But sadly it isn't. I don't think there's anything to purchase that we don't already have.
Another time.
I haven't spent too much time in this section at all, so I imagine we'll find quite a few things we can interact with.
Your mother, your son. So broken his leash. A bounty shall be offered.
Do I have any Romanis or anybody to hire?
Or sharing information on their activities.
Let's start for a second and just see if we can purchase the building. Sure. The mosque is mine now. Let me in. There's a real factor here of the assassins really are never shown as like doing anything ever so that's really that different from what the Templars do. Like, sure, the Templars are played off as the evil bad guys, but assassins use money and influence to control the populace. They perhaps in a small way try to bring up the population, but not really. Only in the way of assassins. Like, neither one of these organizations has ever given any indication of compromise or willingness to create a ceasefire. The Pieces of Eden, I suppose, make it kind of impossible to have a compromise because the risks are so high. Part of the problem too is we've spent 3 of the first 4 games playing as Ezio, and Ezio, at least as a young man, was brash and strong-headed, and Altair was brash and strong-headed. We've not really had anybody who is just thoughtful, and maybe that's part of the reason why we never saw his sister take control of the assassins and lead, because her leadership probably is more thoughtful and less crazy. And a lot of times now we're seeing Ezio off on his own missions, and sure, sometimes he pretends like he's smart and he should be revered, but his wisdom is never grown actually in his actions of the games. That's a nice leap of faith. Next time I see a tailor, it wouldn't be a bad idea to buy some more parachutes. So, off to the last few special things. If I can get around here. Apparently I can't. So there's a makeshift camp. If this was all Assassin's Creed 4, I could climb up in a tree like that. Alright, we'll just take on everybody. Everybody in this camp. So there's a achievement, challenge to kill 5 people in a kill streak in a certain amount of time. With enemies like this, I can probably pull that off. But even here you're seeing that they only 4 of them can attack you at a time. Like, they can only come at you from 4 different sides.
Now, attack!
So I'm pressing A, trying to get the timing off. We're back to some of those old,
Run now, to hell with later.
like, the old style of fighting where it's still a lot of pressing of buttons. And they flash white when they're about to attack you, sometimes, but not other times. These guys are strong.
Attack! Go!
Like, these guys are really, really strong guys. These might be the people I was supposed to kill for the Assassins set 2 or set 3. But the game never really explained that this was what I was... These are strong people. My armor is broken. That would have been a perfect time for an arrow storm. I need to... Let's see. Set some of these bombs. As soon as I defend one city, another city is under threat. Mess and fold. That's what all I really wanted. How convenient. Right here in the middle of this enemy camp. There is an Assassin's Control Tower. Skip all these messages. So Alexandria just gives us a couple more to do, which puts us in the position that, well, actually we should defend other cities first. Yeah, I'm not gonna defend the city with an under a mount. So no more Alexandria. Let's instead try to get some of these bigger things done. And it seems like 80% perhaps of the quests are not repeatable, and some of the quests are repeatable, or it will grow in time, something like that. So I should keep that in mind. Our next location is here, and then we'll come back and see if we can afford to purchase everything else. And these guys just don't care. Oh, this is actually a story mission. I know for a fact, because I recall this. Unless this is a story mission for a different game. Like, this could have been right where we assassinated one of the characters in Assassin's Creed 1, and it's just been so long that I don't remember. But there definitely was a point in my time where we were here and we were climbing up on all of this. I don't remember there being a chest. The game just flipped me 180 and then we jumped down and assassinated the guy. I honestly think this bottom south half of the game is just reused levels from Assassin's Creed 1. But it's kind of impossibly difficult. Look, some fish. Somebody animated that for some reason. Yeah, it's impossible for me to remember. I've just been through so much Assassin's Creed and it all looks the same. They drastically needed to introduce other lands and they never really did. Not until you get to about Origins, when you're in Egypt, ancient Egypt, do you start to have something that's pretty different. Even the ones that are set in like a London time you're still kind of doing something a little too similar. And the one that is set in London's time, by the way, also introduces a like mechanical grappling hook, so the concept of climbing gets thrown out the window. I do not have enough money for that. I may have just purchased the last tailor shop. Let's try Syrian Ash. There's still nothing else to purchase. Yeah. Even as early as Assassin's Creed 2, they needed to put you in different places. And Watch Dogs was a failure in my opinion for not being an Assassin's Creed game. Because if you'd set it in modern times, it would have made a lot more sense. You do run into a slight problem of how do you play an Assassin's Creed game in a world full of guns, but you could set, theoretically, it in a future where gun control is very high, or everybody just has bulletproof armor, so it doesn't even matter. That's the end of the blacksmith. It seems strange that we can still only buy that armor. And I don't really have a reason to buy the weapons or anything like that. I can't even afford the crossbow.
Well, I suppose you only appear to be coming.
Some more treasure chest. And that might be the end of the doctor. Game glitching out, fading to black in a very awkward fashion.
Come be healed.
Yep, that's the end of doctors. So when I go to the map, I can just set the display and turn off blacksmiths and doctors, and no longer are they necessary. The question is, do we have all the banks? Do we have all of the tailors and the bookshops? I'm not sure we do. There is something to collect here, so let's try and get that. We'll have to come back and get this later. And then there's this empty faction building. As I'm moving things, I guess I should just go take this empty faction building first. The glitches still are a factor. These chests, I think, don't count for anything. Unless there's some kind of Uplay achievement for opening all the chests that don't count as hidden chests. Renovate this for the thieves, so we can potentially hire more thieves. My Templar awareness is higher. Hire these guys. That splashing water looks like it might have been an animus memory for a second, like a tiny animus data fragment. Alright. How much money do I have? 12,000, which probably is not enough. Where's the closest bank? Because there's one here. Let's go here, get this bank, and then see if we can afford either one of these. There's another piece here that we can collect, and then we can work our way this direction, I suppose. Which way to run? Let's not do what I'm doing right now, which is running into people and slowing down my pace. Alright, can you guys lure him away? They won't go. Apparently they won't attack that type of guy. That kind of makes it useless. If only thieves got you money or something. I can't buy the aqueduct. So to the bank we go. Now banks, once they're all renovated, I should just leave on the map. I'm going to constantly throughout the entire game have need for them, but we do know that they're all renovated now.
Concluded to mutual satisfaction. Alright, you know what?
There you go. Lure those guys away. And that kind of worked. I still can't afford this. The column here. We'll go see if we can afford that, just for certainty's sake. But we will have to. We're gonna have to make some major changes on how we play and move the story forward. Like, I am not certain we have any more disputed areas at all. Oh, come on. 300 gold. So give me 300 gold. They didn't give me any gold. We'll kill these guys and hopefully we'll call an airstone on all these guys. And I imagine that will give me hopefully enough. Watch as the game glitches. Some more enemies came. I do believe I have enough now, but we'll see. Pick a body, pick a body, pick a body, pick a body. Loot. How much more do I need? Wow. Oh, I need like 800 more gold. I'm not gonna get that here. To get that. Alright. Bookstores. We need one more bookstore refurbished. Moving on to the next item. There's also a thing where you're supposed to grab the guys and throw them into those construction things, but for one of the challenges. Basically, even the creators of the game knew they put so much stuff you could do that we're not going to do half of it. And that's not the best way to create a game. Frankly, just because this is the 4th game in the series, they had to know there would have been a large number of people that don't want to go through the minutiae. I suppose Ubisoft eventually got that message, but it took them 3 to 5 more games on top of this to start speeding things up and removing elements. Suppose if you took it from the other perspective and perhaps Ubisoft wanted players to skip a few games in between. I don't clearly Ubisoft didn't want that to happen. They wanted to get as much money as possible out of people. But if you were to look at it from that perspective, that you are supposed to skip a few and some of them are just known not to be good, that doesn't make any sense either, because then the storyline falls apart. Nobody could follow the story if they didn't play all the games without some kind of recap on YouTube. And in all honesty, if somebody did do a recap on YouTube, they would probably rightly so edit out a significant portion. Some of which is important, some of which is, a lot of which is not. In a weird way, I would argue Altair and the story in Assassin's Creed 1 is very important stuff that should be played, but I think Ubisoft pretty much is of the opinion it could just all be forgotten. In fact, let's be honest, Ubisoft is of the opinion that all of the Desmond content, everything from Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 3, the end of Assassin's Creed 3, could probably be skipped. And just doesn't matter. There was this war that felt very, very hot in these games. That the instances in each game in the real world are surrounded by the idea that there's only a few assassins left. They're being hunted in the modern time. They're being hunted to extinction. And there's... I see some stuff this way, so I'm gonna go this way. Hey, and when you eagle leap, I just learned something. Eagle leaping does not allow you to reach your goal. Doesn't let you use the parachute. There you go. Might as well craft these bombs and fill it up. Some of my money is getting wasted doing these things, although waste is kind of the wrong move to say. If anything, it's being well spent to level up characters. Once everything is up to 15, then we'll no longer have to do any of this. I probably don't need to do this right now. Instead, I need to go something here and defend a city. And I don't think I have enough characters. No, I definitely don't have enough characters to do that. More people on more missions. And where's our next goal? I guess we're back this direction. Back to the bazaar.
Carrington! Bring him back! Where did he?
I sent Simeon. He hurt someone.
Aha! Come here!
There must be a reason.
You know, I'm pretty sure Assassin's Creed 1 did have them say Allah, the Muslim name for God. I'm pretty sure we won't hear it in this game for kind of obvious reasons.
Get him!
You guys want to do this again?
Not in the face! Just not in the face!
Remain steadfast.
Get him!
Oh, these tripwire bombs. Do I have to hold it down? Oh shit. And when you combo and kill different guards are fighting. Now we've got a tripwire. So I'm really not sure if I would. Can I do this? Nope. That won't work. Oops. We just get a slight warning of the civilian setting off a tripwire. But that used to take away from your synchronization, which is what your health was originally in Assassin's Creed 1. They've thrown that concept out the window. Made this game a lot more generic, a lot less confusing in some ways, but also a lot less unique. And I suppose that was just bound to happen as they handed off production from one group to another every year. The odds of it not working that way are insignificantly small. We'll add another one here. We still don't have enough push. See, these tutorial. Wow, there still is a tutorial here. Even though the game said we were done. That's kind of crazy. We are at 23,000. Let's see if we can get it up to perhaps 40,000. Not using phosphorus much at all, clearly. Not using impact shells much at all. Seems like the rarity of some of these items are very different. That's really crazy that somebody spent some time making an entire economy on the value of these bomb components when nobody's ever really gonna use them like that. I almost have the full collection of all the elements and all the chests on the map, so that there's not really a lot of room to get more. See, I'm gonna have to collect that memory page probably later because I want to do the bomb tutorial memory just to make sure we're done. We have another contested den and another contested den. That seems strange. This is liberated. This is contested. How can this be contested again? I guess it's just gonna keep on being contested. With 2 contested, I'm only getting 61% of the income, but that's not gonna change very much. Let's see, 15 out of 15 tailor shops. So we can now turn off tailor shops. We're missing 1 bookshop, and like we could probably turn off strategic markers too, but I'm not even sure we really need to. We're doing a pretty good job here. of not really playing the game, though. And even the game now has gotten down to the point where it's like I only think I've gotten a couple percentage points in the past hour. 37% seems to be kind of a hard lock until we move into sequence 4. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. If you like what I'm doing and want to support me, gift me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.